a year when the false image, false lives, perpetrators will be toned down. People will have their fake lives exposed. And God says he hasn't done anything yet when it comes to exposing. And Yah has done a lot. A lot of prophecies have come true in the second half of 2024. A lot of these prophetic messages have started to, as I always say, stretch their legs and walk through the earth, go to and fro. A year of loss, Yah says, especially in the area of family, people being removed. An unexpected part that God has brought into the prophecy, talking about the end of man's time and the rise of the sons of God. This thing, it is a very powerful thread in the calling that God has given me. Speaking of the return of the fallen, speaking of the coming of things that are completely alien to us, completely out of our wheelhouse. When we are seeing orbs in the sky, lights in the sky, I said this thing. God says that they will not be shy to show themselves. Who remembers all the way back from the 2021 messages? They will not be shy to show themselves. And he said that they were going to go right on ahead and put the government under pressure. That if the government didn't move fast enough for them to tell us that they are real, to tell us that they're around, to tell us that they're coming, that they were going to go right on ahead and show themselves. And I said the difference between a disclosure and a reveal is when it comes to disclosure, you have the discretion. Someone will tell you, I know you're cheating. I'm giving you until Friday to tell your wife. If you don't tell your wife, I'm going to tell her. So you go to her and tell her first. That's disclosure. But I said, you missed that Friday deadline. Then the person goes ahead and tells. That's a reveal. That is not disclosure anymore. There's no discretion on your part. You don't get to choose anymore. And that is what these creatures are doing. I said that if the government doesn't speed it up, all those years back then, 2021, that's 4 years. I said, if the government doesn't speed it up, if the government doesn't come and tell us they're real, they're like this. Look at the people in the hearing. Look at them in the hearing. All of a sudden, all their lives, they said that there were no creatures. All of a sudden, there are elongated and short and wide and spinning and disc and submerged. I was like, where did you get all these classifications? Because according to you, you've never heard of a UFO or the creatures that ride on them in your life. How all of a sudden you have all these miles of paperwork that you're reading off of, and you know all these classifications. To classify something according to what God did in the Garden of Eden, okay, with Adam, it takes time. The Bible says that God brought each creature to Adam. Adam would observe the creature, look at the whole thing, and then God was watching to see what his son would name it. The process of classification takes time. America, think. Your government has claimed that it had no knowledge of these creatures. America has killed people who spoke about this, killed their families, scooped some of them up and put them in force witness detection, mocked others, discredited others. I've spoken about this in the years past, that many whistleblowers died in shame because their careers and their good name, their reputation, their integrity was destroyed, meticulously torn apart by the U.S. government, administration after administration, in the protection of this lie. We know nothing of it. All of a sudden, you're telling me that these people have had time to know all the classifications. They have all this data out. Who was born yesterday that believes this? And then people will still come and say that someone sitting here and speaking all this wide-eyed and bushy-tailed at 4:47 a.m. New York time is lying. Based on what? Said it before it came by the Lord. Now it's here. Where is the lie? It exists inside the ones who say that. That is where the lie resides. It is in their souls.